So today we're talking about overflowing joy. What exactly is joy? Anyone who's lived through puberty would probably testify that happiness and joy are not always the same thing. How else could the Apostle Paul say with a straight face that we should rejoice in our sufferings? Got to admit, friends, that it's hard to preach about God's overflowing joy without the message coming off as flowery or trite. But I think we all get a sense of God's joy. We could probably look back in seasons of our life when we were resting in God's joy. But to identify it, to step into it, that's a little harder to pin down. So let's take the deconstructionist approach and first talk about what joy is not. I don't think joy is the ability to have whatever you want at any given time. Because history teaches us that that's just not the case. History teaches us that you could have everything under the sun and still believe that life is meaningless. Or all you have to do is look at a child who's throwing a temper tantrum while surrounded by all her toys, and yet she's still not happy. Got to be a difference between happiness and joy. And the irony when we think about what that looks like full grown in our life. Because our possessions can actually hinder our happiness when we realize that they didn't bring us the joy that we thought that they would. Like, if I just had this one thing, then I would be happy. And then we get that thing, and then we realize that wasn't the thing. Turns out that wasn't what was going to make me happy. Now, I'll be honest with you, things can make you happy for a little while. And I am not so naive as to suggest that life is probably easier when you have money than when you don't. But here's the thing about happiness, friends, is that happiness is a fleeting thing. It's a up and down kind of thing. It's a here today, gone tomorrow type of thing. Like, how many times have we experienced the instant gratification of an impulse buy? The shiny new thing that we thought, yeah, that's what I need in my life. Only to feel all the happiness from purchasing that thing to have completely disappeared even before the credit card bill comes in to pay for it. Most of us then, through our life experience, has come to see happiness as something completely different than that word joy. Happiness kind of comes and goes. It's subject to the ups and downs of the economy of our life, of our checkbook, of our banking account, of how our children are treating us that day. Joy is something more sustainable, more foundational, not subject to the ups and downs of life.